Do you know that there are things you need to consider before getting married? Yes, they are. In case you don't know, there are many things you need to consider before you get married. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are a returning viewer, I love you. Yeah, I just feel like I have to take time to appreciate you for whatever you've been doing, for coming back, for watching my videos, for commenting, for liking. Mwah. You're just amazing. You keep inspiring me to do more. And if you are new, welcome. Make sure you sit down and get comfortable, because here we talk about life, we talk about trending issues, situations, situationship, relationship, family. We basically talk fashion, beauty. I bring in stories, and of course, I show you a bit of lifestyle. So if that sounds like something that really interests you, make sure you sit through to the end of this video in order to get more acquainted with the kind of things we bring here. And make sure you click on the red subscribe button. Do not forget to click on the post notification bell so you can get alerts on all of my uploads. You can get alerts whenever I upload something new. With that being said, I would say, yeah, feel free to join the family, be comfortable. So on today's episode, I decided to bring out reasons, or should I say things you need to consider before getting married. First of all, marriage is something that we do because of religion. That's the first thing. Yes, religion stated, okay, you should get married, right? When you take it up as religion, you already know that, okay, you're doing it in order to get reward for the things that you take in, or the things that you tolerate in that wedding, in that marriage rather. But at the same time, you're supposed to enjoy that marriage, right? But I feel like it is because of our view of how marriage should be that is actually making us make the mistakes of the marriage turning out toxic or sad for us. So what do? Yes, we have to make more research. We have to talk to people. We have to know what exactly to do. And this is not only for a particular gender. This is for both genders. The guys should know this. The ladies should know this. The parents should know this. The family relations should know this in order to help these couples, or to help anybody around them who is married, basically. So if you're already married, then alhamdulillah, right? All you need to do is just to work on how to maintain your relationship with your husband, how to make that relationship a good thing, how to make it perfect. Maybe I could make another video on that. But next, let's stick to what we're going to talk about today. And basically, if you're not married yet, then there are lots of things that you need to consider before you get married. Yes, it's not about one thing. It's not only about you. It's not only about love. There is love. We love love. I love love. But there are many things to consider, and I would like to bring them out there so we could talk about them. So first would be your expectation about married life. What do you expect? What are you looking at marriage? How do you see marriage? Do you see it as something of, I love him, he loves me, he's going to take care of me, he's going to make my life perfect? How do you view it? These are things you need to look at. And basically, you would realize that it's not the job of a spouse, it's not the job of your wife to make you happy, it's not a job of the wife to make it's not a job of the husband to make the wife happy. No. It is about you coming in with this mindset of, I am coming in to make myself a better person in this relationship, to make my spouse a better person. And that does not mean you coming in with, I want him to be Prince Charming, because he cannot be Prince Charming. He can only be a prince, or he could be charming, but two of them coming together, so you have to know how you look at marriage. How do you look at it? You have to know exactly what marriage is all about. And the first is that it is for religious purpose first. So, are you willing to make a lot of sacrifices? Are you willing to let it play by the air. Whatever comes, you're ready to just face it and fight it and make it and still make your marriage work. If you feel marriage is all about love, then you need to recheck. You need to go back and, just check, study more on marriage life and see what works. And no, I'm not saying that there is no love in marriage. No, I am an advocate for there is love. I even hate it when our Hausa people tend to say like, ta Sumayya Abubakar yanzu kuma sai hakuri. Like, God forbid. Anybody that is praying that prayer, just so you know, when you were saying it, I was like, God forbid. Because I know that the Prophet ﷺ actually loved his wife. Even after her death, Nana Khadija, he kept talking about her to a point that Nana Aisha was jealous of a dead woman. Yes. So there is love, and I do not believe or agree that love dies after marriage and it's all about patience. No. You tend to see couples that are 80-year-old long gone in marriage and they have this amazing spark. So that's not my point. All I'm saying is that you need to understand the marriage life better, and that would make you have this foresight. That will make you have a clear picture of what you're getting into. And the next thing you need to consider would be your partner's family. Yes, there's family. We're an African culture, we're in Africa, and even if it's from the Western culture, I think we all know how important family is. So you have to check on if you are okay with the people that they are, and it's both ways. For the guys, you check on with the girl's family. How are they? How do they relate with people? How nice are they? How has been their upbringing? How do they resolve conflict? There are so many things you have to check on them. Are you okay? Would you be okay to go into that family? And for the girl, of course, would you be okay to go into his family as well? It is really important to check, because if not, then whenever there is a problem, it always affects the marriage. And that's one of the things that affects the African society most, because before you know it, it would be like a sad situation where the couples will love each other, but then the family are clashing. This one is fighting the family of the groom is fighting the family of the bride, and the situation gets chaotic, and the spouse are the one to receive the blow. Just like it said that the elephants will be fighting and the grass is suffering. Yeah, that would be it. So you have to check on each other's family and see that you are okay with whatever comes in. That's a really important thing to do. So yeah, that's a consideration. And then number 3 would be your values. Yes, family, like I mentioned, politics, religion. Yes, you have to check that. Even if it's a particular religion, like if it's the Muslim, you see there is Sunni, there is the Tariqa, there is the Izala, there is the Shiite, and many. And if it's Christianity, there is the Pentecostals, there is the Catholics. There's just a lot of things. So you need to consider how do you incorporate your life into this particular person's life. What works for you? How are you people going to compromise in making your marriage work, even with the differences, because there will be differences. That's life. You have different values. That's the essence of this point. You come from different family, different values. So basically you have to sit down and talk about these things and see how you could find a balance strike on what works for you. To respect each other's wishes, which is so okay for you to have your thoughts on this and I have my thoughts on this, and then all this are outside our marriage. It's just like far from it. Our marriage is ours. We do not let these individual beliefs of ours interfere with the marriage. So this is the reason why you have to check on your partner's value to see particularly what they are all about. There shouldn't be an excessive argument. If you know that this particular person likes this, then respect that you both are different, respect that you both have different opinions. That would make things work out for you better. And of course, number 4, the way you raise your kids. Yes, it's really important for you to talk about that. Are your kids going to go to expensive school? Yes, we have to grind in order to take them to expensive school. Or are they going to go to a normal school? You have to think if you would help the kids choose their career path, like guide them to a particular career that you want them to take, or you want the kids to just, do whatever they want, pick a career themselves. Your personal goals, your career. If you are, say, a skincare therapist, talk about that. Okay, I deal with people. This is what I want to do. I want to keep pursuing what I do. If you are an office kind of person, this is basically what I want, and I want you to know that I'm not quitting and all that. And he's like, okay, this is my kind of career. You have to deal with it. Perhaps, let's say I'm a filmmaker and I tend to mingle with people a lot. You'd, just try and be considerate on that part. You have to talk about your career, your goals, your personal goals, how you can support each other to grow well, and how you can basically make life easier for both of you. A necessity. And next would be managing finance. If you do not talk about that, it tends to bring up problems. You just have to know when and where and how and who is going to bring out particular money at a particular time. Okay, so just talk about it and fix it. Make a decision before marriage. Speaking of decision making, it's also part of this. How are we going to make decision on certain things? Are we going to sit down and talk about everything about, when we get married, we're going to sit down and talk about certain issues ourselves before we actually execute it? One person cannot take decision alone without the other. Or no, if you're not around, I could take a decision on your behalf. Discuss about that as well. And of course, control, power, trust. Yes, those are major things you have to talk about. Me. Do you trust her? Do you trust him? Do you feel like I'm controlling you? Where should it be a limit to you making decision in my life? Because there should be limits to it. Honestly, couples should set a limit where, okay, you can actually tell me, do this, but I do not expect you to go extra mile and tell me change you or something, or change this. Do you get my point? So these are something that you need to also talk about with your spouse before you get married. Control. Where would it be a full stop? Like, you cannot control this, but yeah, you can control this. Talk about this. And power. How would you balance the power? Yes. How would you balance the power in your marriage? The marriage that you intend to go into. You have to basically address these issues before you get married. And there's so much more that one should actually know, but I just decided to pick a few to talk about it because I feel like these are some of the major things one should address before getting married in order to make this marriage sweet for everyone, for you, for your family, for your spouse family, for the world at large, because I believe that we need less divorces and more happy marriage in order to encourage our young ones, coming up to have faith and believe in marriage. So I would say that I hope that you enjoyed and you were enlightened on what I decided to bring out today. And of course, if you agree with me or disagree, or you have a special opinion, then sure, go ahead and leave your thoughts on the comment section below. And please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, go on and subscribe. Thank you so much. I would say until next time, it is Sumi signing out. Bye.